name is Pavan. I am from the Modern Work Business Group in Microsoft. So it's wonderful to hear the perspectives from all the dignitaries starting from the morning today in terms of all the programs within Odisha which are being run and how technology can be a backbone in terms of ensuring efficiency in these programs. So today I've been given 10 minutes, so I'll be really efficient, which is what we sell as a concept to all our customers and even to you. It's a thought, not a product. So now let's think of all the the government initiatives which are being done, connecting the government on one side, trying to help the citizens on the other side. So there are these initiatives reaching the citizens, and at the same time, all the organizations and departments are also learning from the citizens in terms of how can they iterate it better to help deliver governments in a better way. In all of these things, and let's say the projects also that Manoj sir was just mentioning, there's actually a lot of growing number of touch points, data points, which are getting collected. And that's leading to increased collaboration even for the workforce within government. Now, that puts a lot of stress on the workforce within government, all the departments. So that entails a need for a much more productive workforce. Because if this workforce within the government, if they are overworked, then that's governance which is delayed or probably denied as well. So, and I'm sure the challenges day in, day out that the bureaucrats, that the organizations are looking is to ensure that this doesn't happen. Now, let's just imagine a scenario where there are all these government workforce who are forced to serve all the citizens, ensure all the programs are delivered at the right time, at the right point. Now imagine a scenario without the digital aids. What would happen for this workforce in terms of their day-to-day work? First and foremost thing, this would lead to shadow IT. And that's a big risk. While shadow IT could be as simple as, I'm doing my office work, but I'm probably sharing it on a non-intended platform, as simple as WhatsApp. I might be sharing some confidential data related to my project, which I might not be feeling that it is confidential. Hey, I know this, etc. But when this data collated at a district level, at a state level, might become actually enough confidential data, which probably the organizations do not want them to be going out. So this might lead to the other one, which is security breaches. Think of it. We all hear about ransomware, all these attacks. They are not waiting to attack a data center. The entry point for a ransomware is an endpoint device. It could be a small mobile phone. It could be a small laptop as well, entering through a pen drive or things like this. So, and from there it starts spreading within the network, within all the email IDs, through the files, and that's it. Ransomware starts entering points at areas which are the least expected. There were pharmaceutical companies also recently which got attacked by ransomware. Imagine that. There are SMBs. Now imagine a large state government, a mechanism which is driving multiple projects, various data points about all the touch points. So there is a joke, or probably it's true. There are two kinds of departments and organizations in the world. One, who know that they have been attacked. Two, who don't know that they have been attacked, period. So it's up to us or up to the organizations to ensure that they're reducing the attack surface for this. So that's why the first point, which is shadow IT, and the second point, which is a result of that probably, which could happen. Next, without the right digital aids, there is a huge scope for misuse. I mean, it might be misuse from workforce, not even the workforce. Think of it. If somebody is running their government services from a simple at hotmail.com, at gmail.com, how do we even know that they're actually from that department? We all get calls. I'm calling from so-and-so bank. Do we even know that they're calling from so-and-so bank? Except that Truecaller is showing some spam or something like that. And imagine if it's maybe a KYC call that they're claiming it to be, and we are forced to give the data without even knowing who that person is. Versus compare a situation where we get an official mail from an official domain like an at nic.in or at gov.in, at so-and-so.org. That gives it the veracity about the source of the mail also. So that gives even the citizen comfort that they are dealing with the right set of audience. and there is no scope for misuse. And now lack of all of this might lead to a delayed governance also, and then that's where the data collected might not be right, or the way that is delivered to the citizens also might not be the right efficient process. So this is the topic that we would be seeing today. It's about delivering efficient governance, and to deliver that, there is a need for productive workforce. So 4 aspects to this, ignore all the things out there. I would only simplify it saying, 1, who, where, how, and what would be the result of that. 1, the workplace, which is the where, that should be a secure environment for the employees to work, and the employees being various departments, the workforce of them. 2, there is field workforce, extended contract staff also, for example, within these departments working out on the field. How do we connect them so that the data which is flowing seamlessly between the HQ or the decision making authority to the field workforce, both the sides. And then in terms of what would they be doing, which is basically connected secure collaboration. So think of it, what do I mean by collaboration? Today this session, whatever we are talking, is being telecasted live on a Teams webinar. Folks who are not here in this room, anywhere across the country, across the world, can see this live. Of course, this is an event, public information being said. Now think of a scenario where it's a finance department discussion, some confidential numbers, some budget planning, and maybe there are audience who might not be there due to weather conditions, or probably due to a pandemic, or whatever the new reality is. And there might be apprehensions that how would I share the data across this? So that would lead to a delay in decision making, etc. So there are capabilities within Microsoft Teams, for example, in terms of watermarking what is being shared, and the watermark will be the watermark of the attendee. So think of it. Tomorrow, if this leaks, of course, there are ways to ensure that a particular screen is not shared, etc. But what would we do? We are all Indians, we know Jugaad. I take out my mobile phone, click a pic of whatever chart or numbers or Excel sheet which is being shared, and then I share it on WhatsApp. So the entire data is out. And we don't even know who's that person who's leaked this image. Now, think of it with a watermark, which will actually show the joinee's email ID. The moment that image goes out, it's easier for the organization to figure out who's that culprit in terms of this whole one. So that's a betterment in terms of what we say, ensuring collaboration happens, but also giving the organization or the IT admin that satisfaction that yes, I have taken enough steps to ensure that the data or whatever will not get leaked. At least there's a worry. If you're thinking this is actually implemented to eradicate movie piracy. So that's a different topic altogether. And now what would all of these lead to? That helps in the productivity and the process improvement. Now, of course, needless to say, preaching to the choir, what would be the outcomes by addressing these, which is basically efficient governance. Now, all of this, bringing these requirements together, 1, in terms of enabling a digitally connected workforce, providing secure collaboration platforms, leading to productivity improvements. That's what the topic that I was saying, efficient governance via productive workforce. How could this be achieved? The solution that we have is called Microsoft 365. It's an end-to-end solution across productivity, collaboration, management, security, and a lot more. These are the requirements that the IT team would be needing to implement this work, a productive work environment, not just across their employees, but also the extended field workforce, contract workforce, and whatever be the scenario there. Now let's envision few scenarios with some examples to make it real. Enough English. First, as I was saying, the field workforce connection. So let's think of the same situation. I'm a contract staff, maybe working for a particular department, probably a municipal corporation department, trying to get the data. How was I sharing earlier? Over WhatsApp or over Gmail or Hotmail, etc. Whatever. There's a long list. Now, with this, let's say if within my mobile, I'm provisioned Microsoft Teams for frontline workforce, as we call it, I can actually share it within that, and that data, that chat will be there forever. So there is no risk of somebody turning on disappearing messages and then that going away and then saying, मैंने आपको भेज दिया, आपको नहीं मिला, and the blame game which would be starting. This is a day-to-day life, it happens. But it's the responsibility of, let's say, technology players and providers for the departments and organizations to ensure this blame game shouldn't happen, at least due to the tech network. So that's one example. Then the other example, let's say a particular app is released by a particular department to ensure things are happened. The biggest problem which will happen is the adoption of the app. Maybe there are 10,000 field workforce. Is it the IT team's responsibility to go and call up all the 10,000 field workforce, saying them this is your password, username, please install this app? It's not possible at a scale like what would be happening in a state like Odisha. So teams internally will also support third-party applications wherein the admin can actually push those applications once Teams is installed. No authentication, the same authentication would be working. So that's also ensuring that the adoption goes much faster, no new app installations or follow-ups for the IT teams. Another example, wonderful example, and a wonderful document management system with the Odisha government that is implemented, the e-office. Office 365, the Word, Excel, PowerPoint documents are seamlessly integrated into this. The existing infrastructure, IT infrastructure which is there, this is all proven and working today, and in fact as of yesterday. So that eases out in terms of scaling the existing infrastructure. Next, I was just talking secure remote collaboration. Another use case, think of it, there are multiple gram panchayats all over. Maybe there might not be a mobile phone or a laptop for the gram panchayat to connect and attend a live webinar. It's not like a telecast over a television, but probably a simple meeting within the sarpanchas across the gram panchayats. Imagine there are devices which run on what we call as Teams rooms, and all these panchayats can just at the click of a button walk into the room, whichever is their panchayat office, click a button with the Teams meeting, they are in. And now combine these with the watermarking capabilities, etc. It's seamless decision making and information sharing which is happening all the way from the capital to a remote village anywhere. All they need is internet, that's all. And we know the connectivity, how it is today in India. Next, data intelligence. What would we be doing? Let's say if there are departments, I'm sure all of you would be seeing this day in, day out, where you should be providing reports, submitting reports daily, probably even twice a day, or weekly, bi-weekly, etc. What's the process? If not for any other thing, maybe there's an Excel sheet, I send it. Another Excel sheet, I send it. So if at all there is a task which is dependent on IT, which is being repetitive, take it in writing, there is a better solution for that. That's what we call efficiency. So with tools like Power BI, Power Business Intelligence from Microsoft that we have, there is a way to ensure the data sharing happens seamlessly and making it a one source of truth. That does not mean, now in the earlier case of an Excel sheet being shared, that attachment or a mail can be forwarded to anyone. There is no control on where that would be going. Now with a tool like Power BI, we can actually customize the view basis the permission levels. Maybe the ministry, the headquarters, they would be having one set of permission levels where they could see the entire data and the minute details. The next level, probably they don't want that level of cuts, that can be customized. The next level, they just want to see for their district, not for the other districts. That's also possible. So without any additional work and ensuring that data is available for everyone at the click of a button, without the dependency of whether the laptop supports that large Excel sheet, etc., and all the things, it is possible just by a simple tool enabled by, let's say, the backend with Power BI. And also, what would happen if all this is not there and the Excel sheet is large? There would be printouts taken of the Excel sheets, and Manoj was just saying you won't find files anymore. So this is the thing that we'll have to get used to, and how sharing this will help reduce the time in terms of doing repetitive tasks, increasing the efficiency. Last and the most important, the strong security posture. Enough said about this. There's no end to this in terms of how it could be happening. In fact, within our organization in Microsoft, we are tested by where our organization sends us phishing mails to employees just to test whether the employees are clicking on the links or not. And then that's a test which would be running to ensure how strong the network is. And in our laptops, all pen drives, all websites, everything is enabled. That's how enabling the security features with a Microsoft 365 platform would ensure things are running in a smooth way. Now, as I said, repeating once again, Microsoft 365 is an end-to-end solution across these use cases. These are just 5 broad buckets of use cases that I put together. There are tens of these that we could be using for your department, which could be relevant for the challenge that you are facing. Now, why would this suit the government departments, for example? So the scale at which Microsoft runs, I'll just build the slide out. And the second one, Exchange Online is the cloud-based email solution that runs 9 billion emails are processed daily worldwide. I repeat, 9 billion emails. Now what does that mean? That analyzes the security threats also. There are 65 trillion security signals which are analyzed daily. And this is possible only with a cloud solution at the scale that would be running worldwide. Now imagine ransomware attacks, imagine phishing links which are coming, all these would be protected. Any link on Outlook as part of Office 365, when you click, that link is verified, it goes to a sandbox, gets verified, ensuring that it's not a phishing link, etc. And all these will be helpful because, for example, audience in this room, we are aware I should not click on this link. What about a frontline workforce? Maybe someone who's recently given this tech environment or an official email ID. So ensuring this will help them. And the scale and the availability of these services, 99.999% availability SLAs, which are committed and financially backed SLAs, as we call it. Now, I was just saying enough said about the security signals which are analyzed and across the countries, across the products that are there. And the most important one, Microsoft 365 services are run from the India data centers for India customers. There are three regions of data centers across Mumbai, Pune and Chennai, and one more coming up in Hyderabad, that these services run from India with the same SLAs, and data is in India at rest. And Microsoft Cloud is METI empaneled, certified, audited by STQC as well. So all the compliance needs that the government India directs also ensures that we follow them. The largest bank, State Bank of India, runs on Microsoft 365. The guidelines are followed even by RBI or IRDAI, whatever the regulatory authorities would ask us to follow, we ensure we are compliant to that. All the services, you saw Devesh talking about Azure, even Microsoft 365, the apps, the Teams data, this call which is getting recorded today, the data after it's recorded, it is in India at rest in one of the 3 locations. This is not going out. And of course, the biggest challenge, as I was saying, is adoption. To help you adopt, we do have a team called Fast Track Team, which will work with you in terms of ensuring the right way it is deployed and ensure the usage also happens post that. So this is the compliance that Microsoft Cloud follows worldwide. Look at the green one, that's India. Apologies, that's not visible. It says the ISO certifications 27001, 22301, etc. What do these mean? For example, I'll take one example. 22301 is an ISO certification which ensures the business continuity and disaster recovery. We don't even talk about, for some of the technical audience here, RTO, RPO we call it, recovery time objective, recovery point objective. We don't talk that because there's no concept. Your data is available. Come a tsunami, come a cyclone, come whatever, the data will be there for sure. So because this is replicated in parallel across the 3 data centers available at any point of time. So there is a mail, let's say 8 years ago, which was sent, it's there. And if you want to recover that, let's say there is an audit happening in the department, that's definitely there, it's not going. And this can be started with more and more features which could be added. There's something called data loss protection within Office 365. It can detect if Aadhaar numbers are publicly mentioned in a mail, and that's a leakage of data. So we ensure by flagging that, hey, you've mentioned a credit card number for a corporate scenario. Now for a government scenario, hey, you mentioned an Aadhaar number in these mail, in your Teams chat. So all these can be monitored and help prevent these errors from happening the next time. So now, in terms of these, enough public gyan, I'm sorry if I bored you. 3 simple steps that I would say in terms of ensuring the journey. 1, first, provision the identities for the workforce. Let them have an official email ID as what we call as Azure Active Directory at the backend. Let them have an official email ID provisioned first. That is the first and foremost thing. Then just roll out Microsoft Teams to them in terms of their mobile devices, the desktops, laptops, Android tablets, iOS, any device. This is available across platforms, single platform, unified interface. So it's easy even for the workforce to get used to that interface. And then we can work jointly to ensure there is adoption and usage of this. That's it. And this will slowly will start somewhere, and this will slowly start seeing a virtuous cycle in terms of the adoption and eventual digital transformation within the organization. Now, we can also work in terms of starting this planning journey in terms of doing a customized envisioning workshop for your department or organization. Do let us know. We'll be more than happy to sit with you. I'm here around during the rest of the day. Please do let me know whatever challenges that you're having from these things. We can discuss with you and do a follow-up as needed. So a quick recap. So the what, where, when, how is this, and of course the outcomes that we would be delivering jointly by enabling you in this thing. So that's it. Thank you for your time, and look forward to the discussions.